Hey, welcome back to Rick's Reviews. I'm your host, Movie Real Rick. And today, we're talking about Disney's latest 90s animated hit that's been regurgitated into real life and projected back onto the big screen, The Lion King. Instead of The Lion King, this movie should have been titled The Politically Correct King, because just like Aladdin, Disney made a few adjustments to this movie, but instead of improving upon the plot, they just went PC crazy. First off, every single main character is voiced by black actors, which totally makes sense because they're in Africa, all the characters' names are African, and it's in keeping with Disney's recent casting practices and how they cast Middle Eastern actors in Aladdin and a French girl as Belle in Beauty and the Beast. But then they went ahead and made all the goofy side characters voiced by all white actors, which I found to be borderline offensive. All of this was a 180-degree turn on the part of Disney in an attempt to mend the perceived racism from the original Lion King, which had predominantly white actors doing all the voices, except for the hyenas, voiced by Whoopi Goldberg and Cheech Martin, who were darker in appearance, spoke in slang, were loud and obnoxious, and perceived by many to represent urban minorities in a negative light. So, Disney changed up the entire casting and demeanor of the hyenas, even adding a female hyena as leader of the pack, because apparently having a resilient widow lion queen and strong lioness friend of Simba was insufficient to please all the feminist fans. I also got the impression that Timon and Pumbaa were being spun as a gay couple instead of just pals. I just want to know which one's the Hakuna and which one's the Matata, if you know what I mean. I'm surprised they kept all the extra female lions in the movie. Did you notice that besides Mufasa and Simba, it was all lady lionesses laying around? Most people don't realize that in nature, there's only one male lion per pride, and he has sex with all the lucky ladies. And the females even do all the hunting. So first, Mufasa gives the royal treatment to whichever pretty kitty he's in the mood for that morning, then he kicks all their lioness asses out into the field to find him some dinner. That's literally as sexist as it gets. Way to miss that one, Disney. Anyway, then there's the plot, which is exactly how you remember it. And I mean exactly. While Aladdin changed up a number of things to keep audience members on its toes, The Lion King stuck to its original script almost word for word, making it a real bore to watch. There was nothing new, nothing surprising, nothing to keep my interest. And despite all its PC additions, I found the plot to be surprisingly anti-immigration, with the Pride Lands representing America and the hyenas representing the would-be refugees who pour in and devour all the resources. And order is not restored until Simba returns to overthrow his evil uncle and repel all the foreign invaders who took advantage of the open borders and brought his beautiful homeland to the brink of annihilation. So, I don't know. Is Simba supposed to represent Donald Trump? I mean, they both got the same haircut and pretty similar political opinions. Closed borders, with the exception of a few hand-picked individuals who will have his back until the very end. I don't know. Maybe I'm reading too much into this, but as an adult, that's my takeaway. The one and only good aspect of this movie is the realistic quality of the animals in African setting. They spared no expense in bringing this animated world to life. So I'm sure it's great for kids and likely holds their attention quite well, as it is very visually appealing and there's always something moving around on screen to catch your eye. But that's about all this movie has going for it. Overall, I found The Lion King to be dull and hugely disappointing, especially in comparison to the recent release of Aladdin, which I thought was an outstanding real-life adaptation of the animated fable. Plus, they cut out my favorite part of this movie, which is where Rafiki smears goo across Simba's forehead after he's born and presented to the tribe. But that's probably because there's now a sexual act named after it called the Simba, which I strongly suggest you Google for a good laugh. Hey, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed my review, please like and subscribe, and comment below on what you thought of the movie and my review. And tune in next weekend and every weekend for new reviews on movies and TV shows. Same Rick time, same Rick channel. Thanks for watching Movie Real Rick.